One of my good friends said that he enjoyed the Purple House video that I made. He said I should do more videos like that, where I'm, telling some kind of story. So I figured, you know what? I want to share a real life story, because clearly the Purple House is a joke. I love anti-jokes, but anyway. So I wanted to share this real life story back from 2012. Yeah, 2012. So at the time, I was in college. Let's see, 2010 to 2013, 4.5 semesters, going a little bit slower. I got my associate's degree, so a little bit more than halfway through. During the summer break, I went with my old church back when I was a religious person. I'm no longer religious, no longer interested in religion. I think it has a valuable place in society. I think as long as people are, keeping it internal and not trying to push it onto others and not trying to use it to inform public policy, that it's fine. But anyway, so I was going with my old church to Haiti. This was, after the big earthquake. We were there to provide some support, and we had gone last year as well. Not the year before, so 2011. And it was a humbling experience both times. I'm not really going to go into the humbling part too much, but I do have very fond memories of just seeing how happy the kids were, how carefree they were, and knowing that the work we were doing was good. We were there more to provide humanitarian aid. Even back then, I do not believe that I would have gone if it was an evangelism trip. There was evangelism to a degree. We ran a vision clinic, and part of the vision clinic was offering people if they would like to accept Jeebus, accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior. I didn't do that part. I think I had to do it once when we went back in 2012, but I didn't do that part. What I did was I was fitting people for reading glasses and then giving them some personal hygiene needs, like razors and stuff. So we had long lines of people that would come to get reading glasses, to get actual glasses. We had some nice, we had a nice setup and got a lot of, relatively cheap, but still glasses that people could use. And we gave them rice and beans, because that lasts for a while. We gave them big bags of it, and we gave them this stuff free of charge. Of course, we're not there to make money. But oh yeah, and we also showed the Jesus film it was either French or Creole. I'm not sure, because I don't speak either. I know one or two phrases in Creole. That's really it. Anyway, Kisaseye. Men. Plume. Or something like that. Anyway, what was I saying? Stupid nose. Oh yeah, we showed the Jesus film, but it was it's not like we were up there preaching. It was preaching. So we were focusing much more on the humanitarian aid aspect. We were working on like sanding and applying some base coats of paint to a couple of orphanages that were being built. Some of my friends that were with me went and did some similar things at a hospital that was being built right off the compound that we were on. We ran an English as a second language camp. So yeah, it was that kind of thing. When we went back, geez, we went for 12 days. I think it was 12. Yeah, the first time we went for 7. So on day like 10, I think, maybe it was 9, we all got a break. I don't know who paid for it. I'm guessing the compound that we were on, or maybe the money that we raised paid for it. I don't know. But we got a day to go spend time at a resort in Haiti. It's driving all the way up there, driving past the people, who have to walk everywhere, and the tent cities. That's a haunting thing to see. Just tents lined up so close that they're touching for miles. And going past all of that in a rickety old truck with a big cage on the back that's basically a bus. I forgot what they're called. I want to say TomTom, but that's not right. I don't think it is. But driving, going through all that, all this just severe poverty, and then going to a resort where, rich white people are hanging out. It was so weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had fun at the resort, but wow. And good God, the food that they made. Oh, so good. A huge feast. I got a major sunburn on my forehead. I think it was like a 2nd degree sunburn or something. I have no clue. I wonder if that's one of the reasons that probably not. Just because I'm an old man. Anyway, so here's the story. I have severe salacophobia. Salacho, probably mispronouncing it. It is the abnormal fear of sharks. I've had this fear almost as far back as I can remember. I have no clue what triggered it. Never been attacked by a shark, never had a close encounter with one. Closest I've been is I've seen them in aquariums. When I was a little kid, I remember in elementary school, one of the elementary schools that I went to in the many states I've lived in, I would frequently go to the library and check out this book about sharks, but also check out books about dinosaurs. And it was the same book, and I kept on reading it, and I memorized stuff. I can see the pages clearly today. Some of them, a couple of them. This was back when I was in elementary school. I'm almost 31 years old. So, 25 years ago, something like that. And I'm wondering if that's what scared me. If I researched them too much and became scared because they're real. I mean, dinosaurs are real too, don't get me wrong, but, they don't exist in the same form. And I love dinosaurs. Anyway, I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was a little kid. How things have changed. I wanted to be a paleontologist. I wanted to work with my dad as I forget the word. Prosthetic technician. He was that for many, many years. Then I wanted to be a heavy metal musician and a pastor and an English teacher and a psychologist and then a social worker and then a clinical researcher, and now I work in taxes with my degree in psychology. Anyway, back to the story, salacophobia. So here I am in the peak of my fear. It's been getting a lot better in the last couple of years, but it still eats away at me. Ha ha ha. Eats. And my group is given the chance to go snorkeling. And I'm not even thinking, which makes zero sense for me, because if I'm near the ocean, I'm freaking out. So I say, yeah, sure, $5 to go snorkeling? Sounds great. We start getting out in the water, and my panic's starting to set in. Like, yeah, I'm freaking out a little bit. So I'm looking left and right. I'm looking for sharks, looking for fins, looking to see if there's anything I can see in the water. And I kind of quietly mentioned where sharks or something along that line, basically asking. And the guide, who, as far as I can tell, spoke practically no English, said, no sharks. No sharks. Is that what his accent was? I'm probably screwing up the accent really bad. That did not make me feel any better. In fact, it made me feel worse. I trust what he was saying, years later, because I don't think they'd be able to have a booming tourism industry like that if people were getting attacked by sharks left and right. So maybe there were a couple of small ones here and there, but as far as I understand it, they had a net up. But still, I'm just freaking out. And I forgot that I had my wallet and my iPod on me. and here I am thinking, okay, well, here's an excuse. But I decided, I'm going to leave these in the boat. I'm going to try it. So I put the little mask on. It's just the snorkel tube and goggles, very simple. I get in the water, can tread water for a little bit. I can't tell how deep we are. So I'm holding on to the side of the boat. Oh yeah, I wasn't treading, I was holding on to the side of the boat, that's right. I just put my face in the water, and I had the worst panic attack that I can remember. Maybe. I can think of one or two, maybe other times that probably rival it. Those I don't think I'll ever speak about publicly. There were some really bad times in my life. Anyway, so yeah, I had a horrific panic attack. I see, and of course water distorts your depth perception, and mine isn't the greatest anyway, but to me it looks like we're, I don't know, 50 feet off of the ocean floor. I don't know if it was more or less. I mean, we were pretty far out. I mean, it could have been 10 feet and I still would have been freaking out. My lungs refused to take in air. I couldn't breathe. I didn't see a thing. Nothing at all. It was just clear water and like a couple of rocks. Nothing. No fish. Nothing swimming. But I still couldn't breathe. And I pulled my face out and I was gasping for air. And I tried to pull myself back in the boat because that was it. I was done. I was terrified. I couldn't take it anymore. And my arms just were limp. I could not pull myself into the boat. And I'm panicking. I'm thinking, this is it. I'm about to be attacked by a shark any second. And rather than ask the guide for help, because he was still in the boat, my panicked brain decided that the smartest thing to do was to swim to shore. Yeah. Here I am treading water after I couldn't pull myself into the boat for a few seconds, which seemed like an eternity to me. And I decide that I believe I'm about to be attacked by a shark. There's a boat right here that I can't get myself into. So the smartest thing to do, out of breath, gasping for air, is to swim hundreds of feet or however far far out we were to shore. Really smart. I'm not a good swimmer. Not at all. Like, I can swim enough to, not drown. I can tread water fine. I swim better underwater than I do over water, but I can't hold my breath very long. I have asthma. I'm very out of shape. So here I am trying to swim, in the ocean, desperate to get away. And about halfway through, I'm spent. I have no energy left. So I try to tread water, and I feel myself kind of going under a little bit, but I'm able to keep myself up. And then I felt something hard and sharp on my feet, and it hurt. My panic-stricken brain protected me somehow. I was so worried that I was going to be attacked by a shark, and yet when my foot was cut, I didn't think it was a shark. I looked down, and I'm standing on a coral reef. There really wasn't much around. It was just this one patch, and then just a whole bunch of, open ocean. No fish, nothing. But I'm standing there and I'm thinking, oh, crap. And I didn't realize until after, after someone else talked to me about it, I probably killed that coral reef by standing on it. And I really hope that I didn't. But, I don't know why my brain protected me from that, but it's a good thing that it did, because I don't know, maybe things would have been a lot worse if I had thought it was a shark biting me. It stung. It was sharp. It was sharp and hard. So, I was treading water for a little bit, and I gained some energy back, and I swam all the way to shore. I think I had to stop again, and so yeah, I guess I didn't swim all the way to shore. I can't remember if I stopped again, if I accidentally stood on yet another coral reef or not. But when I made it back to shore, my panic was over. I felt good, very relieved, embarrassed, but far more relieved than embarrassed. The guide eventually came back and picked me up, and I'm riding on the boat back because I guess I was too far away from everyone else. I don't remember how far away down the beach I was from all of our the people who didn't go snorkeling. But yeah, I got in the boat, and silly as it is, I put my feet over the side in the water. Here I am freaking out. One of the other people that I was with noticed that my foot was cut, that I was bleeding. And that set in a whole new avenue of fear. Because I realized I'm swimming in open ocean, a terrible swimmer, with a cut foot. And sharks are supposed to be known for being able to smell blood from miles away or whatever. So yeah, that's my experience with snorkeling. For the rest of the time, I went into a pool at the resort and tried to stay in some shade. Didn't work too well. I only applied sunscreen once, which was a very bad idea because the burn I got on my forehead was horrible. Blistered, it was like oozing yellow pus. It actually scared one of the Haitian kids that frequented our compound. Like, the look in her face, the look of terror on her face made me think she thought I was a monster. So I used a lot of Neosporin, and I had some white handkerchiefs that I just kind of wrapped around my head and put my hat on it. And it hurt, it burned, but you know, at least the little girl wasn't freaking out when she saw me. Despite all that, oh, and I got a big splinter in one of my big toes on the way back. Like, it was just it was one thing after another, and my faith was already shaken, not because of the trip, but you know, in between 2011 and 2012, I'd started to question more. And it's a great memory, but man, go figure, huh? The thing you're most scared of in the world, someone offers you to, you know, go get close to for $5. You're like, sure, I'll do that. Why not? Because brains are dumb, people are dumb, I'm dumb, but I'm learning. I believe I will get to the point one day where I would be okay in a shark cage. Not sure. I do plan on going to an aquarium as soon as I can after the pandemic is done. Please get vaccinated and wear your masks, people. Come on. We're all tired of this. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm pushing myself. The fear has started to come back. Like, pretty strong, but nowhere near as bad as it was. It used to be so bad that if I saw a picture, I was in constant fight or flight mode. I had to have my back up against a wall. I got scared to take showers. I still took showers. Still took them. I didn't like let that prevent me from, you know, bathing. But I mean, I'm standing there in a shower, in a bathroom, on land, and I'm thinking a shark is going to attack me any second. That's how bad this fear is. Phobias are no joke. They're very intense. It's hard to comprehend how intense they are. I hope this is a good example of how intense a phobia can be and what a panic attack is like, so that you can maybe show some compassion to someone else who has to deal with one.